So on the 3rd of October in 2023, I put a book out. I wrote a memoir during COVID, and as well as writing a book and putting it out, we wrote a theatrical musical theatre piece to go with the show. And on the 7th of October, we were performing our second to last matinee performance of that at the Victorian Arts Centre.
So who's performing that with you?
My husband, Willie Zigger.
Yes.
And I stay on stage most of the time, almost all the time. He goes off, on and off. And at one point he goes off stage and he sees a text from our youngest daughter, who has been living in Israel, working there. And it says, "Don't worry, I'm sheltering in a stairwell, I'm safe, it's okay." Now, he didn't tell me that until the performance finished, but that's how I found out that Israel was under attack.
And in the days following the 7th of October, what do you recall of that time and your feelings at that time?
I think just horror, just this extraordinary shock to my very core. It was so terrible what happened on the 7th of October, this barbaric attack. We had so many details about it, and it was so horrific. And initially there was a bit of sympathy. People were initially, horrified themselves. But within a couple of days, the idea of a gathering of angry men chanting, "Gas the Jews, where's the Jews, fuck the Jews," on the steps of our iconic Sydney Opera House, and the only person that gets taken away from that scene by the police is the man who turned up there to wave an Israeli flag. Because the purpose of the event, as we all know, I mean, I'm going through, this is all old news, was to light up the Sydney Opera House in blue and white in sympathy with the victims of this massacre that had happened on the 7th of October. But the glee, the jubilation, these celebrations or protests or whatever you want to call them, that were taking place in the shadow of the Opera House was a wake-up call. And I just thought, am I living in 2023 Australia, or is this 1933 Berlin? It just was so bizarre.